And then when you're working super hard on something, when you're going to the gym, when you're building a business, it'll be so much easier because you're so present and happy already, and you can just work from that sort of state. This is a quote from The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Don't seek happiness. If you seek it, you won't find it, because seeking is the antithesis of happiness. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 ways to become happier and more present in the moment while still being able to pursue your goals, your dream, your potential. A few months ago, I read a book called 5 Regrets of the Dying, and in this book, the author interviewed a bunch of elderly people on their deathbed, and she asked them a very important question. She asked them, what do you regret about your life? And of these top 5 regrets, one of them was, I wish I let myself be happy. And when I read that, I was like, oh shit, like this is deep. And I was also like, oh, that means happiness is a choice. It's not something that you get after you go through some process, but it's a choice you have through the process. And it really shifted my mind, and it made me look back at my life in a different way. And I realized that 8 years ago, I was in this cycle for 3 years. I was actually 60 pounds overweight. I was technically obese. My BMI was 30. And I was stuck in this cycle where I put so much emphasis on the fact I needed to lose weight. I needed to become skinny, that it made me very anxious. It made me very socially awkward. It made me extremely unhappy with where I was, because I thought if I was skinny, then I would be able to get a girlfriend. If I was skinny, I'd be able to have the confidence to pursue my dream career. If I was skinny, my life would make sense, like everything would fall into place. And then every single morning, I would go and I would look in the mirror and I would stare at myself fat, and then I'd be unhappy. I'd be like, oh my God, I didn't reach the goal. Like, I'm so disgusting. Like, this is terrible. And I was stuck in this cycle for 3 years straight until I lost the weight. I was extremely happy for a couple months at this point. I lost the 60 pounds. I went from 265 to 200. And for a couple months, I was completely elated. I was really joyful with this. And then it normalized. And then I started to feel something new. I started thinking, I need a girlfriend. If I get a girlfriend, then I will be happy. I will be so much more confident. My life will be complete. In my head, I was like, once I get there, then I'll be good. Then I can start living. And so I got a girlfriend. And can you imagine what came next? After I got a girlfriend, I started thinking like, damn, I need a business. I need financial freedom. I need like a career that I'm super, super passionate about. And once I get that, once I start doing that, then I can start living. Then I can be happy. But it was at that point that I started to see the pattern, the cycle, the bullshit that I was in over and over again so far. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I was able to recognize that at that point. And that was 3 years ago now. Because at that point, I started a new journey for myself. I started discovering things like spirituality, Buddhism, Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita, like these types of things which maybe you're not familiar with yet, maybe you're very familiar with, but these types of things led me on this journey to learn what it actually means to be peaceful and happy, what it actually means to not desire something more than what you currently are, to instead kind of surrender into the present moment. That's exactly what this video is about. Today, I can work 60 hours a week with a smile on my face, and I totally dedicate it to the techniques we're gonna go over in today's video. The first one is meditation. This gets talked a lot about on the internet. You'll see this as sort of a fad now these days, that like, oh, you need to be meditating this much and you'll reach enlightenment and you'll be able to win life, be superior in some way. But I totally had that same association, just like these monks in mountains do this thing, and I don't even know what that is. I had that exact same association with the word meditation for most of my life. It wasn't until I actually started doing it and started getting results from it that I started to realize this is something that's super accessible and super easy, and I started thinking that everyone around me is crazy for not doing this. Because it is so simple and it gives you so much. So if you've never done meditation before, you're looking to just get into it consistently, I would recommend that you just close your eyes, you set a timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you click it, and you just try it out. You just attempt at whatever you think is meditation. Don't read another book. Don't look at another video. Just try whatever you think meditation is. And I'll give you a few hints right now, right? You want to focus on your breath, or you want to focus on some sort of point. So if you don't like closing your eyes, or maybe you don't have time, and so maybe you have opportunities when you're on a bus, when you're in the car, when you're, in these different situations. Don't do it while driving, but if you're like a passenger in an Uber or something, literally just choose a point and then start focusing on that point. So it could be literally just like a thing, like a pipe on the wall. It could be a mark that you see on your ceiling. You just choose that point, and as you set that timer, you just keep trying to focus on that point over and over and over again. And you'll start to see that your mind is going to start thinking, and you're just going to go off into thoughts, and you're going to start thinking and be like, oh, this is so useless. I should be on shorts right now. I should be entertaining myself. Or this is so dumb. Like, I should be working right now. Even productive thoughts will come out here. And your job while you're meditating is to literally just like swat all these thoughts away and to get back to that point that you chose to focus on. That is meditation. Super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep doing that. Don't even like try to get more advanced or try to like get into anything. Start doing that for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and you'll just start to see your life change. You'll start to be more focused in your work. You're going to start to be more attentive when you're talking to people in real life. I love that benefit of meditation, that when I started to do it more and get really serious about it, when I would hang out with my friends, I would just listen and just look at them and be there with them in the present moment. It was beautiful. I feel like it's the most greatest use of our time as humans, to just be as focused as possible on whatever you're doing right now, whether it's work, whether it's with a person. Don't allow yourself to be able to be controlled by thoughts and these little things that randomly pop up, or even like random emotions that come up if you just feel anxious in these random situations. Meditation can help you with that, because you're literally training your focus, your awareness, to be able to be stuck on the thing that you decide to do. You're the decision maker here. You're not allowed to drift off into thoughts or emotions. That's what meditation does. And so when you start working really hard on something, when you start pursuing your dreams in whatever form that is, whether it's getting your dream body, whether it's building a business, you'll be able to stick to that task and not drift off into distractions when you train up this muscle. Now, the second area is a low inflammation diet. So this will actually allow you to be happier, and a lot of people don't understand this well. A lot of people don't even know that food correlates with your state of mind. It's crazy. But if you were to have two people start their day, and one had a bowl of sugary cereal and the other one had a savory omelet, just had eggs and maybe some seasonings and all that, who do you think is going to be happier over the next 4 hours? Maybe the person who's eating the cereal is happier in the next couple minutes as they're eating it, because it's so sugary, it's delicious, right? And maybe the omelet, omelets are they're delicious, I love omelets. So in these situations, I'd probably be equally happy, but maybe, most people, they'd be happier with the cereal than the omelet. Except for the next 4 hours, the person who ate the omelet is 100% going to feel more focused, happy, and peaceful. It sounds weird, and you might not believe me now, but try it out. Try having healthier foods, having less sugar, having less, processed junk. When nutrition labels have 50 ingredients on them, having less of that type of stuff and having more whole foods that are just, fruit, vegetables, protein, beans, lentils. I could go on all day, but just try eating these foods that make you feel great. And I call this low inflammation. And I'm not just going to tell you super specific diet you have to get into, because how foods react in my body is completely different than how they'll react in your body. You have to test it out yourself. And so you got to go through this process where you're like, okay, when I eat cereal, I feel like crap. When I eat pasta, I feel like crap. But when I eat rice, I feel pretty okay, even though it's a carb. Now, when I eat this fruit, I feel good. And you keep going through this process, and you'll start to find that these specific groups of foods make you feel great. And so you just eat those, and you'll start to feel a lot more happy and peaceful, especially when you combine it with meditation, and you also combine it with this third step, which is to use visualization and affirmations. Now, this is getting more into this voodoo land of oh my God, this shit's like too spiritual. Like, this is weird that you're doing this. And most people around you will never, ever do these sort of things. But if you do them, you will start to get ahead of everyone around you, and it's insane what visualization and affirmations have started to do in my life. And this is the least experienced I am out of these three different areas, but I've already started to see benefits with visualization. So the whole premise of visualization is that they did this study once with a group of basketball players that were trying to increase how good they were at free throws, which is just shooting balls from the free throw line and trying to get in as many as possible out of 10. So they'll shoot 10 and their goal is to get 10 out of 10. So they had three different groups. One of the groups practiced every single day shooting the basketballs in the hoop. The other group didn't practice at all. And then the third group actually visualized in their brain, eyes closed, them getting the basketballs in the hoop over and over again. And they never physically practiced throughout that entire month. The second month, they measured everyone's performance. The people who practiced every day were able to increase their performance by about 23%. The group that didn't practice at all got 0. The group that visualized got 20% better, and they never touched a basketball. Isn't that insane? Now, what if we combined ourselves and all of us, what if we combined the actual practice with the visualized practice? We'd be able to accelerate in our growth much faster. And so you can apply this to meditation and happiness in the present moment. It sounds crazy. You probably have never heard of this concept before. But trust me, you have to try this and see how you feel right after you do it. Set a timer for 5 minutes, and during this time, I want you to close your eyes, and I literally want you to imagine yourself in the normal situations that you're in throughout the day, every single day. I want you to imagine yourself in those situations. I want you to visualize yourself literally feeling happy and peaceful and joyful in those different situations. I want you to just imagine yourself smiling at your friends, smiling when you wake up, smiling as you work, smiling as you do those things you used to think were bad, that were the hardest part of your days. I want you to imagine yourself smiling and being happy in those. And what you'll find is that literally as you're doing that, in the present moment, you start to feel peaceful and happy. It's crazy, but it's the same sort of thing as you're visualizing yourself practicing whatever thing you want to do. And this can apply to 1,000 other areas, but specifically for this video, I want you to just start doing this and just visualizing yourself feeling peaceful, happy, and okay in the present moment. And this will accelerate your speed of growth here. A lot of people, they need years to, meditate consistently, and then they'll start to feel a bit more peaceful. But if you combine a regular meditation practice with visualization of feeling great in the present moment, you're going to get accelerated growth. And what you'll find if you do both of these over time is you feel amazing and you feel really happy and really present. And then when you're working super hard on something, when you're going to the gym, when you're building a business, it'll be so much easier because you're so present and happy already, and you can just work from that sort of state. It's so much better than working from a very anxious state. And I'm not even going to get into affirmations. I'm going to make another video on that in the future. But those are 3 ways to feel happier in the moment while still being able to pursue the goals that you want. I hope you got something great from this video. I hope you start applying these different habits. Thank you so much for watching. Go down, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, and watch this next video.